For our purposes, we're here. There's an employer that's capitalizing on the pandemic, and to our detriment, the only employer in the United States of America, especially the largest performing arts center on the planet, using a pandemic for unreasonable and draconian cuts, damaging to our families and our children and the future of our unions and the future of our families. You know what we're here today? We're here to express ourselves, and we have to get the Met Opera to the table, make reasonable deals, not take it or leave it, and we go back to work where we belong, putting on the greatest of grand opera on the planet. They need to come to the table. You know what? Who's the Met Opera? We're the Met! We are the Met! We're right here. That building is an empty shell, empty quarters, the greatest stage, the largest stage, it's empty. It's nothing without the people that are right in front of me right now. We are the Met. And at the end of the day, we have a message. The pandemic starts on March 12th. Give them a round of applause. Local 817, Teamsters, there they are. We don't know what's happening. We need to heal. We need to take care of folks that are unemployed. We need to make sure we're in good health and everybody is safe. And Peter Geld calls me and says, I've got leverage now. I want to bargain. I've got leverage now. You know what that deserves? That deserves more than 1,000 people standing in front of his doorstep saying that's complete nonsense during a pandemic and a deadly virus, and you're going to bargain what you couldn't achieve before at the bargaining table. He needs to know that's not acceptable. You come to the table to bargain. You don't give 9 pages of bargaining proposals and say take it or leave it. Every single item has to be agreed upon or there's no deal. You know what Local 1 said? There's no deal. Lock us out. And you know what? We took it. That's exactly what we're supposed to do. The only employer in the United States of America that demands reductions in perpetuity. If Mr. Gell doesn't understand perpetuity, that means forever. The only employer in the United States of America looking for demands of reductions in perpetuity and capitalizing on a deadly pandemic. That's unacceptable. Not happening. When he comes to us and says, you know what, I need that cut, those cuts, because he's the Met, he's not the Met. Who's the Met? Yeah. When those attorneys come and say that we've got to get these reductions because we are the Met, they're not the Met. Who's the Met? Yeah. Tell them all, when they come crawling, they come back later and they need your services, they need to have these reductions, and they did it in the wrong way, and they bullied you instead of asking you to be partners, you say, you know what? You're not the Met. Who's the Met? Yeah. Send that message all along. It's absolutely necessary. Global leader, the champion of the over 155,000 members throughout the United States and Canada, one of the finest labor leaders on the planet, International President Matt Loeb.
Are we out here to fight for justice? Are we out here to fight for fairness? I've been around a while now, 27 years with the IATSE, and this is the most despicable attack on us I have ever seen. The head of the Met thinks he has leverage because of a pandemic. You heard it right. Leverage. It's disgusting. It's an exploitation of a health crisis that has decimated our industries and caused our country tremendous grief. It's not an opportunity to reach into somebody's pocket and steal. And I got a phone call too. I got a phone call to explain to the international president of a labor union why it's justified to lock people out, and that phone call ended abruptly with some expletives that I will spare you today. Who's the Met? We sell the tickets, we hang the lights, we design and build and paint the sets, we do the hair and makeup, we design and make the costumes, we dress the performers, we record the events for broadcast. We are the Met. That's a building. That's the Met. Do you love your work? Do you love your families? Do you love your union? But stand strong and proud. The time is now to show our resolve, and you're worthy of it.